NBA Youngboy, rap's most problematic artist. Now, Youngboy without a doubt has been rap's biggest superstar, continuing time and time again to be involved in legal trouble. Now, Youngboy, legally known as Kentrell Sean Golden, was born on October 20th, 1999, and has emerged as one of the rap's most prolific and controversial figures coming out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. His journey began at age 14 when he purchased a microphone from Walmart and started recording music, and by 2015, he released his first mixtape, Life Before Fame, marking the beginning of a meteoric rise in the hip-hop world. Youngboy's raw talent and relentless work ethic quickly garnered him attention, and his 2017 mixtape, AI Youngboy, debuted at number 24 on the Billboard 200 charts, solidifying his place in the mainstream game. Now, growing up on 30th and Chapua, giving him the name 38 Baby, Youngboy would describe music as his refugee, claiming, "It helps calm me. It's a place to say what I need to say." However, over the years, Youngboy's ascent has been railroaded by a bunch of legal trouble that threatened to overshadow his musical achievements. From attempted murder charges at the age of 17 and recent allegations of running a prescription fraud drug ring, his career has become a tug of war between artistic success and legal turmoil. As Judge Spencer Walsh remarked in a recent court appearance, "I've witnessed many young individuals with immense potential who find it stifled due to struggles with addiction. I hope that's not your path." This persistent cycle of legal issue raises critical questions about Youngboy's future and the music industry and his ability to overcome these challenges that has plagued his career. But how did Youngboy even get this far, and where did this even start? In November 2016, a drive-by shooting in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, threw a then 17-year-old NBA Youngboy in the limelight for all the wrong reasons. On November 2nd, Youngboy was allegedly one of the 3 passengers in a vehicle involved in a drive-by, and according to reports from the local CBS affiliate WAFB, Golden was accused of firing a gun multiple times during the incident. The shooting resulted in one of the passengers being shot in the neck, and though they were later released from the hospital shortly after. Now, with the aftermath, the driver attempted to flee the scene, and they got a flat tire and crashed the whip. Now, all the occupants, including NBA Youngboy, had to hop out the V and flee on foot. Now, in an ex-jail interview, Youngboy would speak on the situation and explain if he felt he was being targeted because he was a rising star, and this is what he had to say. "I don't think they really target you, but if you got a name, they know who you is. You do something, they're going to come and get you, and whoever you're with and whatever they do, you're going to be accountable for. It's just because you got the biggest name, that's how that shit goes." On November 28, 2016, NBA Youngboy was arrested during a performance in Austin, Texas. Now, he was initially held in Travis County before being extradited back to Louisiana on December 7th and booked into the Eastern Baton Rouge Parish Prison. Now, these charges against Youngboy were very severe. 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder, and his bond was set at $200,000. The incident was believed to be a part of a series of retaliation shootings in the Baton Rouge, Louisiana area, as local police connected the prior shooting death of 18-year-old Keandre Ricks, which had set off a chain of violent events in the neighborhood. Now, as legal process unfolded, Youngboy's case took a turn. While initially facing an attempted first-degree murder charge, he eventually reached a plea deal in May of 2017. And in May of 2017, he pleaded guilty to a reduced charge of aggravated assault with a firearm, and this plea agreement resulted in a suspended 10-year jail sentence and a 3-year active probation. The trajectory of Youngboy's career was questionable, but not entirely negative, as later that year in August of 2017, Youngboy was signed to Atlantic Records for a $2 million 5-year album deal, a record deal that he would hate and suffer through that subsequently allowed Atlantic Records to run up hundreds of millions of dollars off this investment, being YB, as Youngboy would have frequent run-ins with the law, and the street beefs would always keep Youngboy's name in the headlines and in jail, as his label made off with millions. Fast forward to 2022, 5 years later, Youngboy's deal should have been up, and he called out his label for diminishing this hype and by taking down his Colors mixtape, which messed up his charting data because he was soon to leave the label. Why blackball me? I'm the good guy. I was going number 1 2 weeks straight with the mixtape, so they took it off the charts. I don't give a fuck. You still can't stop me. Don't sign to Atlantic. If you an artist, they not gonna support you. If you live a certain way. Top. NBA Youngboy's legal troubles took a dramatic turn in September 2020 during a music video shoot in Baton Rouge. Now, the incident led to his arrest on federal charges for unlawful possession of a firearm, marking another chapter in the rapper's terrible relationship with law enforcement. Now, from losing close friends to gun violence like Lil Dave at the age of 12 and losing his father to the system for 55 years over a robbery, it's clear as day that Youngboy doesn't have respect for the system that made him cold-hearted and brought him so much pain. On September 28, 2020, police responded to reports of a large group of people brandishing weapons at an abandoned lot in Baton Rouge. Now, upon arrival, they discovered NBA Youngboy along with 15 of his Fork Trade affiliates filming a music video. And a search on the scene resulted in the seizure of multiple firearms, including a Glock 45 caliber pistol and a Masterpiece Arms 9mm firearm with an attached Magpul RVG vertical grip. As a convicted felon, Youngboy's possession of these firearms were very illegal, leading to his arrest and subsequent federal charges. Now, the rapper faced up to 10 years in prison for being a felon in possession of a firearm, a charge that carried significant weight due to his prior convictions. Now, we've seen this over time and time when it comes to street rappers. They're from the streets, they live a certain life, and it's like they either keep their gun on their waist and get caught by the police and go to jail because they're a convicted felon, or walk with it, walk without it, and they walk without it, and they get caught lacking by their ops, and they get sent to the morgue. The legal implications of this case was severe. Not only did it jeopardize Youngboy's freedom, but also threatened to derail his rapidly ascending rap career. The case highlighted ongoing challenges faced by artists from troubled backgrounds who struggle to leave behind past behaviors even though they reach high levels of success. In August of 2024, Youngboy's case took a significant turn when his attorney Drew Finland, known as the billion-dollar lawyer, filed paperwork indicating that the client's readiness to plead guilty. This move was a part of a strategy to potentially reduce Youngboy's sentence and move the case to Utah, where the rapper had already been residing under house arrest. Finland's first move was a game changer. In a bold yet strategic play, he worked tirelessly to have the gun case transferred from Louisiana all the way to Utah. Now, why Utah, you may ask? Now, this was because Youngboy was already serving house arrest in the Utah state. So in layman terms, if Youngboy would accept a plea deal, whatever time served from his house arrest would more than likely be deducted from his sentence or commuted to time served. So by moving the federal gun case to Utah, Finland accomplished two crucial objectives. Now he shifted the case to a more favorable jurisdiction, being Utah, and he solidified Youngboy's legal battle, giving the defense team a better control over the entire narrative and the legal strategy. The plea deal negotiated by Finland resulted in a 27-month federal prison sentence for Youngboy. This outcome, while still serious, was considerably less than the potential 10-year maximum that Youngboy originally faced. Now, the agreement also included the transfer of the case to Utah, where Youngboy already agreed to face separate charges relating to drug prescription. Now, Youngboy agreed to plead guilty to a single possession of firearm charges by a convicted felon in the Louisiana gun case, and the case was transferred from the United States District Court for the Middle District of Louisiana to the United States District Court of Utah under the Rule 20, which allows for the transfer of criminal cases among districts with plea deals and sentences. As a part of this transfer and plea agreement, Youngboy was sentenced to 27 months in federal prison. Now, he received credit for the time already served, which means that he's expected to be released much sooner, potentially within 12 months. Now, Youngboy was also given probation for 5 years, but why did Youngboy even get charged with running a drug prescription ring in the first place? The Utah prescription fraud ring involving NBA Youngboy operated from September 2023 to February of 2024. Now, this sophisticated scheme targeted multiple pharmacies in the Utah cities, including Hiram, Logan, and Smithfield. Now, the fraud operation involved posing as doctors to obtain prescriptions for promethazine with codeine, a controlled substance. Now, investigators uncovered the scheme when law enforcement detailed 5 individuals attempting to pick up a fraudulent prescription using Galton's car. Galton's involvement extended far beyond letting his vehicle, as authorities found prescriptions under his name with a falsified birthday, and fraudulent prescription bottles were discovered in his possession in his Utah mansion. The scheme involved multiple offenses for each fraudulent prescription, such as identity fraud by using a doctor's name, and fraud by lying to a pharmacist about a patient's relationship, and forgery by writing false prescriptions.
Mr. Golden, are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol today?
No.
Are you on any medications right now?
No.
Are you thinking clearly today and understanding everything that's happening in court?
Yes.
Has anybody forced you or coerced you to get you to accept this plea bargain?
No.
Are you pleading no contest today because you believe that the government does have sufficient evidence to be able to prove each of these each of the 10 charges that you would be entering a no contest plea to today beyond a reasonable doubt?
No.
Are you acknowledging that even though you're maintaining your innocence, that the government would still be able to prove these charges in court potentially, and so you believe it's in your best interest to accept a plea bargain?
No.
In order for me to accept your no contest plea, I just need to better understand and make sure that you are acknowledging that the global resolution of these cases is in your best interest, and that there is some basis for you to be accepting the plea bargain. There is some evidence that you believe would justify you accepting the plea bargain. Are you able to acknowledge that?
Yes.
On April 16, 2024, YB was arrested and initially faced over 40 charges, including identity fraud, forgery, and procuring and attempting to procure prescription drugs. Now, the Cache County Sheriff's Office named him as a primary suspect in their affidavit. and the plea deal reached on November 18, 2024, Golden pleaded no contest to reduce charges. Now these included 2 counts of identity fraud, 2 counts of forgery, which were, third-degree felonies, and reduced to a Class A misdemeanors, and 6 count of pharmacy fraud felonies. However, as a part of the agreement, the majority of these original 46 charges were dismissed. Judge Spencer Walsh accepted the plea deal, which resulted in no additional jail time or probation for Golden. Now instead, Youngboy was required to pay a $25,000 fine. Now this decision took into account of Youngboy's anticipated 27-month federal prison sentence and his 60 months of probation for federal firearm charges. Now Youngboy has always been my favorite artist, and I always feel like I found Youngboy early in 2016, 2017, so I'm so happy to see where he's been success-wise in his career. But let me know what you think is next for YB, and who knows, maybe a year from now, YB touches road, Jared the Star will be up, and we'll get that interview live for you guys. Thank you for watching the video. We're on to the next one. Let's get it.